them. All right, so y'all make sure, let's go this way so they can see. Make sure that you guys understand, first of all, that there's some things that, we could obviously do in self-defense. You can strike the groin, you can rake the eyes, and people will fight you and try to get away if you're doing those things. But in jiu-jitsu, we're not going to do so much of that. So again, if the guy stays up, right, you control the wrist. That's what I like to do. So he starts trying to break. And I just start pulling and frustrating this, right? I'll just do this now. And this is what I really wanted. I wanted to get close. And now I got, this is called suspenders. Go ahead.
The what?
What do you think?
I like it.
So again, at this point, I could just go and I can work a neck crank from there. Does that make sense? So that's one option, right? So again, he's trying to get his knee in my butt. He tries to break guard. I don't want to have his knee in my butt. I move over. Everybody knows that trick, right? I control the wrist. He tries to break guard, right? I pull this off. Y'all know that trick, right? He tries to knee in the butt, tries to break guard, right? And then I can hold this elbow this time. So I've switched from a sleeve grip to here. He pulls his arm back, right? This is a difficult, it's a difficult thing to get the arm back. He's got a big swim, basically. Big swim that hand out of there. See? And I go back to this. All right. But ultimately, if he pulls in close, and I can get this, I can grab my pant leg, and I've got half of the suspenders. Now my feet can rest, right? My grip strength will tire, but my feet can rest, okay? By the way, he wants a little bit of air, so his chin is up by my shoulder. That gives me this neck crank nicely, right? Cool. All right. Obviously, we can always try to work to do other things to try to sweep him and so forth. So let's talk about the top guy. So we got a ton of guard breaks, which work super good. If you are doing this, knee in the butt, and you push out and you've made a little bit of space right here, okay? That's the first piece. I gotta get my leg out from under him. Some of you guys were doing this and pushing his leg into your leg, and it's maybe uncomfortable to him, but probably he's not gonna break. I gotta get to where I'm really torquing the hip and the knee a little bit, so that when he's holding on pretty tight, right? So that when I start pushing, he really wants to get this arm off of his leg because it's uncomfortable. Does that make sense? So he holds on tight, gets good wrist control. If he's got wrist control, I can't let go and use my hands. He's controlling my wrist. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna push away hard and get that elbow in there right where it hurts, and I'm gonna push down. All right, which gives me the knee slice, okay? Everybody knows those pieces, right? All right. I'm not looking. I think this is the top leg. Is this the top leg?
No.
It felt like it was the top leg. If you can feel it, then that's the side that you go for. If you find out that it's not the right leg, go back to this. If you're going for a big swim. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Felt like that was the top leg. It feels like it was.
It is now.
It is now. All right. So anyways, you can kind of feel if you're paying attention. By the way, if you're wrong, well, 50% of the time you get lucky. All right. Let's talk about big swim. Same thing. I got to make some space. I got to push him away. That starts to unlock him. This is never the option because he's just going to lock this hand down and either arm lock you with, he's going to do Kimura lock. Oh. Right? And then there's not much you can do with this hand trapped. So try not to do that. So big swim, right? I make some space and I try to hook this heel, right? Once I get the heel hooked, I want to hook it with my elbow where I'm strong. Try not to grab it with the hand and pull it up. Hook this thing, right? Set your base. And then you drive this, not like this, because he can bend his knee and get right back to guard, all right? Instead, make space, hook this, and then I drive with my leg, watch. See how my arm never did move. I'm not doing this, okay? I drive with my body and my legs. get to this position. Okay? Make sense? Who tried little swim? Cam. We call it, it's a camming motion. Knee in the butt. I got to make the space. He's got, hold on a little bit tighter. There's now space there. Remember I said don't put it here, but if you put both in and get to the ground, then you can cam out this way. Grab, lift, dump. Right? You guys remember that one?
Yes, sir.
Who finds that one difficult? All right. So the trick isn't to use your arms. The trick is to get the arms on the ground, and then I flatten myself out, and I push myself away. So I'm camming the body, making myself kind of bigger, so you can't do that. The reason both hands are in is because one hand is in, you get arm locked and you get triangle choked. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who likes to stack? Who thought the stacking was working? So again, now if they know Oompa, the stack becomes more difficult. So I stack them up, right? He grabs Oompa, no problem. I grab his collar. When he tries to Oompa me, I just hold on. Right now, he's broken. See how he's broken? So then I can turn, and now he can't easily try to relock me from here. See how I've turned my body? So again, he stacks me up. He's going for Oompa, right? I hold on, and then I just turn. Now, this one becomes easy. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. So he grabs. He doesn't try Oompa. Super good, right? But I can't get out, right? I start lifting him up, and he's really holding on to my sleeves, and he's holding on to my body, which means I'm getting tired lifting his body weight up. If I can get me in his back or in his butt, then I can do this one, the can opener. That one works pretty good. Who tried that one? All right. If it doesn't work, do what Caitlin did. All right? So person was holding on to Caitlin super tough. Might have been Alex. She stacked him up. The rule was just stay in guard so he couldn't do Oompa. She put both feet under here, and then she did this and started breaking his back. Right? You see how it bends his back? Now again, sooner or later he's going to let go and look for some sort of comfort. He drops his hips down to the ground. He tries to bring you back into the guard. You know, that's what he's going to be thinking. When you arch his back in an uncomfortable way, he should break. Which leads me to the ugliest and the most dirty of all of the techniques. He holds on. I go to stack him up, right? I get here, and now I'm going to step over. Now, if he doesn't let go, I break his feet. You get a Boston Crab. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Boston Crab. It's called the Boston Crab. It really is. Who saw the Boston Crab back in the 80s or the 90s? It's a wrestling move from like WWE, but it's legit. Who knew you could do that? All right. Does it make sense if I can roll him over onto his face and sit on his back? You saw how uncomfortable he was. Who tried to neck crank them?
Alex.
So the people that are smaller have an advantage because they can fold up in the tight space. Because of Brent's arm length, his upper arm bone, he can only pull it this far. And if they're small, then they can fit in that hole pretty nicely. So the small people have a little bit of an advantage, but he can also do the double fist, the unicorn technique, right? This is how you defend against a neck crank. But I saw a lot of you guys, he's holding on to my wrist, he's not letting me do it, and you guys are doing this, right? And he's pushing me away because, you know, and I was like, what are you guys doing? I didn't teach you to do this, Alex. Right? I don't know who you were doing it with, but you were, right? So what you do is you get low here. And now, he's holding my wrist, right? And then I just drive with my legs until I can get to the head, right? Then I do this. Now he's gonna give me defense, right? No problem, I put my knee in his butt and I turn sideways. Okay? I've got this one, or I might be able to go like this. He's still holding me the best he can. I grab his knees and I pinch him to the ground and I do bullfighter. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Who knew all those little pieces before I just showed you?
Most of them.
Yeah, so you guys have at least maybe seen some of them, maybe not all of them. All right. I'm going to give you a theoretical one that I would never try, but I think it would work. So he's here, right? I just go to stack him up, and I start to turn, and I crank his ankle. Theoretically speaking, you have to give your back to do that. I don't like to do that. But if I can spin inside his guard, doesn't that make sense?
Yep.
Creativeness, right? Kind of think about those things. Who needs to see one of those again?
I think you should be the boss of that.
Here, Alex. By request. Again, I'm gonna try not to crush my son. This is really hard on not only your neck, but your back. So again, I'm gonna try to be gentle. Get the grip, right? Stack on his body. Right now, if he goes for Oompa, you change grip. If he doesn't go for Oompa and he's still holding on, maybe he's looking for an arm bar, right? Hold on, watch. I scooch him up. So I don't want to be here. That's a long way for me to go, right? I scooch him up, right? Step, turn, right? When he lets go,
Let go.
when he lets go, right? I've still got a nice
Oh man.
crank right here. Okay? Oh, or did you like that one?
Okay, very good.
All right. Questions on breaking guard? Some of the things that I showed you, maybe they'll help you work a little bit more about breaking the guard. How about holding on? Anybody think that the suspenders was a pretty neat idea? I've done the suspenders so many times just to tire people out. I hear them usually go, what? Sometimes it's not what did they say second. What the heck did they blah? Right? Because they don't know how to get out of it. Right? The trick is you got to make me uncomfortable, okay? So let's just briefly, why not just go and show you. So Alex has me in guard, right? And I'm trying to escape his guard. Nothing's working. And I get low, right? He pulls me in and hugs, either double underhooks me or puts me in like a headlock position. He pulls me in. Right now, actually, you do want at least one arm over the top. Pull me in. There you go. Now, he's going to use this hand to grab the opposing ankle, grab the pant leg. All right. Now, I don't know what he's done. It doesn't feel any more difficult. If he can get the other arm out, or he can grab from there, that's fine. And I'm just like, I can't get my posture. So what is available to me? Can I armbar him?
No.
Can I leg lock him?
No. You got sleep to me, kind of.
Can I choke him?
Yes.
Oh
no.
So I'm just going to do this
Oh no.
at a close range, and I'm just going to start harassing him with it. Right? Now, he's going to try to make the arm bar if I leave it there, but I got to push, either grind on the face, or I got to push on the neck if he's holding me that close and that tight. He'll let go. Cool. Any questions? All right. Who's got enough energy to fight? Raise your hand. On the wall. Come on now.
There we go. Thank you.
Feet on the mat, Chris.
Move away from the wall. Hold on to my toe. Yeah, that works. All right.
Not let him do it, Spencer.
Good job. Man, you are strong.
Bicep for the boy.
I don't remember that.
Ah, man, I know that.
Cross your legs. Like triangle choke on the arm.
What?
I'll show you how to
Oh my gosh. Strongest grip in the whole damn class.
Go use that knee. Don't move. Another 30 seconds. Finish it up. Push hard, come to me. Spencer,
I not get that.
got no base force. That's not good.